Hey, welcome to Energy Simply Explained. Today, we're going to talk about a massive, kinda invisible upgrade that's happening to our power system right now.
So let me ask you something. When you turn on a light, do you ever think about the technology that's making it happen? Well, believe it or not, you're probably using tech that's about 100 years old.
You know, our current power grid is a lot like an old rotary phone. I mean, it was an amazing invention for its time, but it's really simple. It pretty much only does one thing. It sends power from the power plant to you. That's it.
Yeah, for the past century, it's worked like this. These huge centralized power plants just generate a ton of electricity and then they just push it out across the country to our homes. It's a one-way street with basically zero communication.
But what if that old one-way street could become, a super fast two-way information highway? Well, that's exactly what's starting to happen. The grid is getting a brain, and we call it the smart grid.
So, what is a smart grid, really? Simply put, it's our old electrical grid, but it's been beefed up with digital technology. We're talking smart meters, sensors, and all sorts of automated controls that are all working together to listen, talk, and react to how we use energy in real time.
And just look at the difference here. On the left, you see that old, straight, one-way path. But on the right, the smart grid is this amazing, interconnected web. It's not a simple pipeline anymore. It's a dynamic, intelligent network.
Okay, let's dive into this a little deeper. How does adding a brain actually change anything? Well, it all comes down to one thing: communication.
See, the old grid basically just shouts energy in our direction. But the smart grid, it listens and it responds. Instead of someone having to manually check on things, it's all automatic. And instead of just a few giant power plants, it can handle energy coming from all over the place, like, say, from your neighbor's solar panels. And all of this makes it way more reliable and a lot less likely to have outages. So, the most important thing to get is this shift from a monologue to a real dialogue. The smart grid creates an actual two-way conversation between your home and the company that supplies your power.
And here's how that conversation can actually help you out. Imagine it's a super hot summer day, right? Everybody's cranking their AC and the grid is getting really stressed out. So it sends out a little digital signal. Your smart dishwasher gets the message and thinks, okay, I'll just wait an hour to run. It waits until demand is lower and electricity is actually cheaper. You didn't have to lift a finger and you just saved some money. It's called demand response, and it's a total game changer.
Okay, but this isn't just about making things a little easier. This technology has some huge real-world impacts on our wallets, on the reliability of our power, and honestly, on the planet itself.
So why does all this matter so much? Well, a smarter grid is a more stable grid, which means way fewer blackouts. It can lower your bills because it uses energy so much more efficiently, and this is a big one, it helps us fight climate change by making it easier to use renewables and support cool new tech like electric cars.
And this right here illustrates one of its biggest superpowers. The old grid really struggles with renewable energy because, the sun isn't always shining and the wind isn't always blowing. But a smart grid can react instantly. It can pull in solar or wind power the second it's available and then balance that energy across the whole system.
And get this, it's not just about taking power from the grid. In the near future, your electric car, while it's just parked in the garage, could actually sell power back to the grid when demand is really high. Your car literally becomes part of this massive shared battery that helps keep the lights on for everybody. How cool is that? So, when we talk about a smart grid, we're really talking about a complete shift in how we think about energy. It stops being just a product we consume and becomes a network that we all get to participate in. Which brings us to the key takeaway. If you remember one thing, let it be this. We're basically taking the same ideas that built the internet, things like real-time communication and network intelligence, and we're applying them to our energy system.
So that's the smart grid in a nutshell. It's a critical upgrade for a cleaner, cheaper, and way more reliable energy future. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to Energy Simply Explained for more.